Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, you're welcome. My name is Rosina Sharon. They also call me the Queen of Blend, and today we're going to do makeup on this beautiful lady here with a beautiful chocolate skin. So I'm going to show you guys how I did her makeup in detail. Before we do that, kindly subscribe, share your thoughts on the comment section down below. I'll be reading all of them kama kawaida, and if you like the video, give it a huge thumbs up. With no further ado, let us go straight into the video. Okay, so for today's technique, we're going to start with the face makeup before we do the eye makeup. Starting off, I just have to trim her brows a bit before we begin. So I'm starting off by using a setting spray. This one is the one size setting spray all over. We already did this skin prep already, and then allow for that to set. Go in with a golden lip primer, majorly just around the T-zone area. She does not have oily skin. I did not have to apply primer all over, just around the T-zone area, and then again allow for it to set before we move on to foundation. And guys, all the products that I've used on this look are going to be mentioned on the description box, so kindly check the description for all the products used. Now after that, we're just going to go in with a foundation. And for foundation, let me just be honest with you guys, and I feel like a lot of makeup artists are not very honest when it comes to foundation blending here. I used three. I actually mixed three. I used Maybelline Lumimatte, I used partly the Shaarz cosmetics, and then I used a concealer as well, just to get her undertone, because I felt like as much as at first I thought she was a warm undertone, but then looking at her very closely, it was leaning more towards a neutral undertone than just a very warm undertone. The other foundations were too warm, either too orange or too yellow, so I just had to blend in a number of other foundations just to create this beautiful foundation look that you see here. And then after that, for concealer, for highlighting concealer, I used the Illegal Pro Concealer. The shade I used for her was Beautiful Bronze, because I used two concealers actually. This first one is Beautiful Bronze from Illegal Pro Concealer. Okay, and then I did allow that to set in. As I was allowing that to set in, we went in with the Fenty Beauty cream blush, the Fenty Beauty Shake&Play cream blush. The shade we went for is called Wild Berry Whip, just around the high points of her cheeks as we wait for that concealer. But look at the face there, look at the skin work. Oh my god, I enjoyed doing this makeup, guys. Blend that in, and I took my time when it came to blending in the blush. I really did take my time. Can you guys see that? Blend is blending. Then after blending in the blush is when we went back to blend in the highlighting concealer, starting off with the bridge of the nose towards the forehead. Blend that in, and then come back in to blend the under eyes. And then after we were done blending that in, and guys, anytime I looked at her skin work, I was very much impressed, because it was giving everything it needs to give. Then after that, I'm just going to go in with a brighter concealer now, just towards the inner corner of the under eye. Okay, just along the inner corner of the under eye. Place that there, and maybe just a tad bit around the bridge of the nose as well, because after this is when we're going to go back in to do cream contour, just a tad bit. Okay, and then after that, we're using the Maybelline Superstay foundation in the shade 375 for her cream contour. Okay, and then we're just going to do like a very tiny amount, not too much. I did not want to do a very conspicuous contour, and that would include around the nose, the contouring around the nose. Sorry. For the nose, we go in with a flat brush first and then blend that in. For the upper side, we normally blend into the eyebrows, I would say. Yeah, make sure to blend that in very gently. And then after that, I just go back in with the cream blush again, because I wanted that to be very visible after I was done with everything else. Blend. And then after we were done with that is when now we come back to blend in the brighter shade of concealer, right? And this is to emphasize just the under eyes, because we just want to brighten the under eyes a bit. Starting off with that first, blend. And remember to blend in the rest as well. And then after we were done with that, we went into setting the highlighting concealer. I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me shade is a 355. I started off with a 355. Now the technique when it comes to setting in with the setting in the highlighting concealer rather, I normally start off with a compact finishing powder that matches the shade of the concealer I use to highlight with. For her, I did not want to start off with very bright. I wanted to go for something like at least just 2 shades lighter than her skin tone on all the areas highlighted using your concealer. And then after that is when you can go back in with a brighter powder now around the under eyes. Otherwise, if you start with the brighter powder just on the under eyes, it's going to deter the whole blend. It's just going to look way too bright under the eyes, and it just makes the whole look off when you're done. I want it to blend in with the rest of the makeup. Okay, I don't want anything overpowering the other one. And that is when after that is when we go in with a brighter. And I normally use a setting powder or translucent powder. In this case, I'm using the Makeup Revolution translucent powder on her under eyes, as well as the bridge of the nose. I rarely do much on the forehead because I don't want the forehead to be too bright. And then after that, I go in with a powder contour now around the areas we contoured using cream contour. Okay, and you're going to use a fluffy brush for that, and then reverse contour with the same shade we use to set the under eyes the first time. That is Maybelline Fit Me Compact Finishing Powder, shade is 355. And then after we're done, I used compact finishing powder, the shade 355 and 375. And then after that, now moving on to the face, no, to the eyes, moving on to the eyes. Start off by clean those eyebrows before you come back in to either use, if you're going to use a gel, I normally use a bar soap myself to brush the eyebrows in with a gel or a bar soap. Make sure you clean that area in, otherwise it's just going to have that residue over it, and you don't want that. Now to go in to draw the line for the brows, I'm using a gel liner, and for her I'm using the Inglot gel eyeliner. I know it's very dark, but you use that to create the lines, okay, to line the brows. And then to fill in, you go in with an eye pencil. So that is a trick. This is only to line. To fill in, you go in with an eye pencil. And for the eye pencil, I'm using the Davis number 3. And here we're just going to draw hair-like structures, guys. Hair-like structures. We don't want to overpower the brow, just hair-like structures. And then after that, to clean the brow, we're going to start with a brighter concealer shade. I'm using Illegal in the shade Fawn. Around the midpoint, inner corner and the outer corner, you're going to leave a bit of space. So around the inner corner and the outer corner, you're going to use a concealer that is close to her skin tone, so it all blends in well. Okay, we don't want anything overpowering on this look. And when you do that, do you see how it gives you such a beautiful blend without overpowering the whole thing? Yes. Then after that, you just go back in with a small round fluffy brush to blend in that product before you start setting the lid for eyeshadow. We're not going to clean the upper side of the brows, guys. So to start setting the lid with an eyeshadow base, I use the Golden Lip eyeshadow base. The shade is 1. Okay, that is what I normally use to set the lids always before applying eyeshadow. I'm going to do that on both sides. And for her eyeshadow look, we are going to start off with a darker shade of brown as our first transition. Okay, and when it comes to makeup, there is no one way of doing makeup. Okay, learn the basics and then find out ways for yourself. Okay, find out, you can create new ways. There is so much freedom when it comes to makeup. Okay, and then after that, I'm going to blend that in with a burgundy as our second transition shade. Do you see that? Dark brown and burgundy just go well together. Oh my god, they go so well together. And then blend again. As always, take your time to blend. Take your time to blend. And before you start with the eye makeup, make sure there's a bit of powder. Do you see that powder around the under eye? So just when you have a fallout from your eyeshadow, it falls on the powder. Okay, not directly on the skin. And then after that, I'm just going to use the same eyeshadow base I used to blend around the crease region as shown in the video. And then after that, for the crease region, guys, I started off with the red around the outer corner of the crease region, not the outer corner of the eye. There's a difference. The outer corner of the crease. Do you see that? Just to give it a bit of a transition between the shade I'm going to use for the crease and the dark brown towards the outer corner. And then for the main shade I wanted to go for is yellow. I wanted to do such a colorful look on her because there's this misconception that if you're of a darker skin or chocolate skin, you cannot do a bright eye or a bold eye. So I just wanted to play around with colors for her so I can show you guys you can absolutely do bold eye looks on chocolate skin or on darker skin tones. Okay, and then I did chunky glitters on her. Do you guys see that? Beautiful. And then after that, I'm just going to start off with a liner. It has to be a very tiny liner. We're not doing a wing eye, guys. This is just to mimic a wing eye. You're going to see the whole blend when you're done. Starting off with that, and then do the same on the waterline. And as you're doing your waterline, make sure your client is looking up towards the ceiling. Actually, make sure they're looking up towards the ceiling. And then from the lower lash line, okay, extend it as if you're drawing a wing eye. That is the trick. Okay, and then blend that line into the first line you started off with, again to mimic a wing, but we're not really doing a wing. You guys are going to see. Then after that, you're going to take a small brush, blend that liner into the eyeshadow. It has to be a very tiny precise brush. Okay, and then after that, use a dark brown eyeshadow to blend the two in. So the eyeshadow you used first and the dark liner that you just used, to blend the two in, you use a dark brown, not black, dark brown eyeshadow. So it gives you that ombre effect around the outer corner, and it gives that illusion of a wing, and it just lifts up the whole face when you're done. Then after that, I'm just going to go in with my falsies now. Again, not too dramatic, because again, we don't want to take away, oh, look at the eye look though. We don't want to take away from the whole makeup. She was already feeling herself here, which is very beautiful. Then after you're done with the eye is when you can brush off the excess powder around the under eye. Brush that off, and then you can go in with your powder blush. And placement is very important. Do you see that? Beautiful. And then after that, I'm just going to go in with my one size setting spray. You have to shake it very well before you spray it, okay? And I'm going to use a generous amount of that, and then again allow for that to set. Then after, we're moving on. Look at her eyes. Every time I use, can you see how you can do a bold eye on chocolate skin, and it does not take away from the whole. Do you see that? It does not take away from the whole look. It just still looks very beautiful and very well blended in. So for the lips, I'm going to start off with a brown lip liner. I did go over the brown lip liner with a purple lip liner just to give it a bit of oomph. And then the midpoint, I started off with a peach shade, and then added a bit of white on top of that peach just to give it that subtle pink nude undertone. Okay, and this one you have to blend. Then after we were done with that, I went in with clear gloss on top of that, and look at how beautiful that is. And then just a tad bit of highlighter, not too much, and that would be it. How beautiful. And her skin looks like her skin. Okay, she doesn't look like she has the face looks like it is brighter than the neck, and everything is well blended in. That is how you do makeup on chocolate skin, and you can absolutely do bold on chocolate. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.